Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Well, thank you both for taking the time to do this and speak to all of us today as well. I guess first of all, obviously we've been on the site and played around with the quiz, which I think is just awesome. I've had sent it to family and friends and have asked them to take it, and it's kind of fun seeing people get excited, like I got 100%, and or oh, I missed one or two. So it's just been a really good sharing tool. In my opinion. So I guess my first question would be to both of you as well, the response or why you feel this could be such a great tool for educating and sparking conversation.
Well, I think it's good because not only for people who have food allergies, but people who take care of people with food allergies, like their kids or teachers, they really need to understand anaphylaxis. They need to understand the signs and symptoms and know how to treat it. And this is something that they can learn about. And then you as a patient, too, can print it out, take it to your doctor, go over the things with him or her. And it's really a nice resource to educate everyone.
Yeah, and not only the obvious reasons in terms of if you if you suffer from anaphylaxis, but from the waiter, the waitress, the chef, they have a better understanding of the significance of why when someone comes into the restaurant and say they have a shellfish allergy or a nut allergy or something else, that they understand how significant and how serious it could potentially be. And I think that's really important. But also employees that have another employee that could possibly have a allergic reaction to something. So the more informed you are, I think the better you are as a steward in this world, because you never know who you can help at any point.
That's a great point. I guess elaborating on that a little bit, when coming up with I know, Laurel, too, especially you were a big part of coming up with some of the questions and that were a good fit for the quiz. What do you think is the most, and for both of you, what do you think is the most common mistake or misconception when it does come to treating severe life-threatening allergies?
Well, I think one of the misconceptions that people have is that it's not life-threatening. They think, oh, you're just going to get a little rash, and so
Yep.
you can eat a little bit of the food and it's okay. And really, you can't. As you know, you have to be very vigilant, and it's life-threatening.
Yes.
Another thing about this quiz is that it mentions the fact that you need to have two auto injectors, epinephrine auto injectors, and that's something that a lot of people forget. They just take the one.
Yep.
Yeah, and also the quiz, just the information that it provides for you. Talking about some of the potential allergens, and a lot of people you don't know. You think that it may be one thing, but it could be multiple things that causes an allergic reaction. So just learning more of the specific nuances to how a reaction can take place, I think is great to understand.
That's great. And so going forward, I know you were speaking this morning on some different networks and news outlets that launching the program, which is just great. How is that going to continue, or how do you plan on promoting it and going forward with the campaign?
Well, that's a good question. Right now, I believe it's not our position, but they're formulating the game plan in terms of which we'll go out and go to different areas and kind of really put our boots on the ground, so to speak. But we don't have that all figured out yet. But I believe it is in the works, and we'll be doing more from a local standpoint as well. This was a big national push, but I think we're going to kind of really go into different areas and do a very, very big local push, just so that the local markets can understand how significant, how serious it is.
And also, we really hope people will share the link and share it among their friends. And if it went viral, that would be great. But the more people who share it, too, that's another way to get the message, friends and friends of friends.
Right. Great. I would just add to that. I know, I guess what is one thing that you would tell everybody? Like when I go to share my discussion with you, with my readers, and then obviously, like I've said, I've already shared the campaign with them a little bit. What would be your one thing, the takeaway that you would hope that everyone would have from it, or that really your words of wisdom to everyone when it comes to the What's Your AQ program?
Well, for me, it would be to enlighten everyone and provide the educational tools in terms of this quiz, because you don't realize right now that the potential to save a life. Because when you take this quiz and you become informed, you become educated, then you have that ability to help. And you never know what situations may arise, and because you are aware, you understand, you maybe know how an auto injector is supposed to go into your outer thigh, and that's something that's on the quiz. Well, maybe somebody's not going to do it correctly, and you're there to assist, and things like that can make a big difference in saving someone's life. So I believe that in taking this quiz, you have the potential to save a life. And
there might be things on it that you didn't even know yourself.
Right.
So after you take the quiz, you said, oh, gee, I didn't realize that. And so you yourself learned something new from the quiz. So that we're hoping that people will take the quiz, learn about it, and then if there's anything that they don't understand, bring it to their doctor and have a conversation and continue the education.
That's so important, because I think one of the questions that is the biggest misconception, in my opinion, is treating first severe allergies with an antihistamine instead of epinephrine. And so I was so glad to see that question on there because it's something I feel like I drill into people a lot, and sometimes is even misunderstood by doctors too. So I was very glad to see that on there. So I know for me personally, I hope that's a big takeaway with a lot of people. Well, I just want to thank you both for your time in talking to me today, and also going forward with this campaign. I think it's wonderful, and I love everything that you guys are doing and promoting on your end, and it's so great to have these tools for everybody.
Well, thank you for having us, and thank you for helping us spread the word.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.